girl JQ.
It's Dolly here.
What's going on?
How's it going? How have you been?
I've been okay. Just chilling for right now. You know, with everything still going on, it's been kind of just chilling, man.
Yeah.
What else can you really do besides look for work to maybe get less than what unemployment is giving you?
It's kind of crazy because like we're doing so well off of unemployment.
There's no need to go look for work.
I posted this thing today on my Instagram. I don't know if you saw it, but it was like saying all these people collecting unemployment, and your people's first thought is, oh, they're lazy. But your thought isn't, damn, like the government, they've had money all along.
Right.
To sustain us off of a livable, like, wage.
And not even just that. I don't understand, because you're completely right. They've been had the money, but they don't want to use it.
Right. Like, that's...
So, but my thing is, though, you know, the people that are working, okay, good for you for working, you know, because if you want to work, some people need to work. Like right now, I need to find a job so that I can get a place of my own, because they're not going to allow you to just, you know. So that's an issue that I've been having, and we've kind of been dealing with. But I mean, why would you tell someone not to get unemployment? If it was you, you'd be like, I'll stick with the unemployment until, you know, this is over with, because you're getting more with unemployment than you do a regular job. I'm sure working at Walmart or McDonald's or wherever, you're not getting as much.
I've been able to save like crazy with that unemployment. And it just sucks because people that are essential workers that don't get the luxury of like, you know, they weren't given the option. If they quit, they can't collect unemployment. They got to stick making their... It does suck. I don't know. Then it's like, dang, do I want to start going back into that? Or do I want to like...
Stay where I'm at and be cool, right?
Like ride this little ride until I can, as much as I can.
Me and Dolly had applied for a job, and we low-key both got the job, but they've been putting us on standby for so long. They're like, oh, well, you know, because there's renovations, they're making a new place. So we've just been like looking at our clocks, twiddling our thumbs.
You know what I think it is too? I don't think they should have tried to open up a place during a pandemic.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially, it's a restaurant. So like, especially a restaurant, where that everything is like kind of up in the air already.
Right.
I don't know.
So we're just kind of waiting here and seeing what's going on.
If y'all don't remember from the last episode, I had a job interview, and that was just a no. Guys, I decided I can never be a correctional officer ever in my life. It is not my calling. It is not what God put me on this earth to do.
Me and her had so many funny conversations about how it would be if she was a CO. I was cracking up, though, because that is a crazy job. And then with everything going on, like I remember you telling me that, you know, the job offered all types of benefits, not the best pay, but, you know, for what they're doing. But, you know, I think your issue was it being against your morals. And
that was mainly what it was. Because I'm like, okay, I could take like a little pay cut, whatever. It's going to get me further. It's just my morals. And then, bro, this jail, an all-male jail, an hour away, and in the middle of freaking nowhere. Like, I was driving, and there was a point, there was nothing around me, just like trees and nothing, just road. And there was a point where there was a shit ton of vultures in the middle of the road. I had to stop the car.
Was that the sign?
I was like, where am I? It was so crazy. Then I get there, and they're just ready to hire everybody. It was like a waiting room full of people. They were ready, like giving us...
like how many people aside from you? Like 10?
Probably like about 10. Yeah. And they like... The officer came into the thing, and he's like, this is going to be the rundown. We're going to take you into an interview, ask you 6 questions to see where your mind is at. And then we're going to take you to another room and get copies of all your information and get fingerprints. Start getting fingerprint. And I'm like, is this a hiring of it? Like, am I hired already?
Right. What's going on?
Yeah. And so they asked me the 6 questions. Crazy. And then they took all my copies of all my shit. And then it was so crazy because when I walked after the interview part, they took me into the recruiter's office to get the copies. And as soon as I walked in, they had my paperwork from when I was on the visitation list. When I went to go visit, my father in prison in like 2007. And they had my picture from when I was like fucking 14 years old sitting on the desk. And then I was on a visitation list, and they had that on the desk. And I'm like, is this
right?
What's happening?
Whoa.
Y'all know way too much about me.
This is too much.
And then, the deal breaker, if everything else wasn't a deal breaker enough, the major deal breaker was that they said, okay, all you need to do, you take this test, and it costs $39 to take the test. And once you pass it, you bring us the results and we'll get you started with training. Training takes 15 to 17 weeks.
Oh,
and
shit.
then if you finish training, you have to stay with us for at least 2 years, or you have to pay us back for the training. And the training costs $5,500.
Oh, hell no.
I was like, it's like I'm in prison.
Right?
You're saying that I have to serve a 2-year sentence or my bail is $5,500? Bitch, no. Y'all, I got the wrong one. I gotta go. I don't even know where I'm at right now.
The exact thoughts going through your head. That's so funny.
Crazy.
Oh my God, though. Like, and then I remember we were talking about it, and some of the questions she was telling me were just hilarious. Like, what was one of them? Are you willing to pull objects or something?
No, like, not even the it was like the duties. Like, they gave you a packet while you were waiting for your interview, and it was like, oh, these are like what's required for you as a correctional officer. And one of them was must be able to climb walls, crawl in confined small spaces, and be able to drag or carry heavy objects such as inmates. I was like, oh
my God,
no, hell no.
And hell no.
Carrying a large ass man.
Freaking crazy.
Get over here.
We were thinking about that because Ali's so like, she's just so nice and everything. To think with her with baton and beating somebody.
I know.
Get down. We crack up about this all the time.
It's not me. But I'm glad I went. It was an experience for sure, but
not for me.
Right, not the right experience.
But anyways, we'll get right into our episode. I mean, right into our episode. We just wanted to kind of give you an update as to what's going on in our lives. Just so you guys can have a picture and idea of what's happening outside of the episodes. But today our episode is called Flirting with Dominance. It is going to be a good one.
Yeah, it's exactly what it sounds like.
Yes.
Flirting with power, pretty much.
Dominance.
You being in charge. Which I think as a woman, especially, it's so, like, empowering when you take over a situation like that. And it being, like, on your terms.
I think anyone who wants to be dominant in anything must have that self-confidence for sure.
Yeah,
because you can't be, like, trying to dominate a situation. You're not sure of yourself or you're not sure.
Yeah.
Just, like, I don't know. I think it's, like, how do you feel about it? Overall, like
about flirting with dominance?
Yeah, like, are you a dominant person?
To an extent. I don't think I'm like
the dominant one. Like,
get down. When you think dominant, you think like a dominatrix, and they're like, you're like tying a man down, and you're like, say yes, ma'am. But I don't think I'm that dominant. But in flirting, I definitely do think I do pretty well, and that I like take the lead. On a lot of it.
I can agree with that. I think that you're very sure of yourself, so it's like easy. I think it's just easy. It just comes to you. It's natural, even without you noticing. Because I remember we had a conversation about that. Sometimes you don't notice when you're flirting.
Yeah.
But it's just because that's just who you are, and that's just how you come off, to certain people.
I be feeling bad sometimes because some people would be like, you were definitely like giving him the wrong vibe. And I'm like, I was not trying to even do that.
Gotta be super clear with people.
Right. But then at the same time, it's like, whatever. Mm-hmm. Take what you want. If you think I'm flirting, ask me and I'll tell you straight up. No, bitch. You ain't that cute. I'm just kidding. What about you?
For me, oh my God. I mean, that kind of goes with our question with our weight. Are we dominant yet?
Oh yeah. Are we dominant yet?
No.
I think
my ass. No. I mean, sometimes I feel like when I am really confident about certain things, hell yeah, like I like to be dominant. I like to be the one to take the lead and do shit. But there are times when I like to like step back and let the man do it or someone else be about it. So like I like the balance,
I agree. I think in relationships I like the balance.
Yeah, for sure.
When it's flirting, I'm like,
it's all
listen, I'm going to give you the googly eyes more than you're going to give me the googly eyes. Because I'm in control of the situation.
But it's 100% true. You are.
Yeah.
The girl's always in control of the situation, so.
I remember when I, like, when you're young and you're, like, growing up, first start flirting. Oh, my God. The first boy that, like, really showed an interest in me, I think I was, like, 15. And that's when, like, everything changed. She showed an interest in me, and I was like, I didn't know what to do.
Kind of get it together.
I didn't know how to flirt. I was just kind of like, oh.
Shy, red face. Yeah, that was me.
You like me? Okay.
Me.
So embarrassed. And then you start thinking, well, what does he like about me? I'm pretty.
Right?
I
think that's funny when the moments you start noticing different things that other people notice from outside, you know, that you don't see yourself. So that's funny though.
Do you remember the first time that like somebody
that I like flirted with somebody? Man,
I got flirted with in middle school too, but it was just kind of more fun. It wasn't as serious. I don't know.
Before I was with my ex and stuff, because I was with him for a long time. Like, I felt like I was really good at flirting. I felt like I was really good at like, I don't want to say being out there, but I was really good at just communicating with people. I was good at being myself. I was very confident about certain things, you know. So like, especially when you're younger and you're prime like that, like. Mm-hmm. Don't get me wrong, 30's gonna be my prime, you know?
And the 30s is the new 20s.
But, like, it was just different. I didn't have a kid, you know? It was free for all. So, like, I could talk to whoever I want to talk to, whatever, you know? Not that
even when you were,
like,
younger, like 15?
Girl, when I was 15, 16, girl, you know, I didn't have no boyfriends. No, nobody was really interested in me or took interest. There were a couple people, like, I felt who wanted to be with me because I was very innocent. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I'm a virgin, and, you know, and everybody else in the school is not a virgin.
She was an angel. Jackie was an angel.
I really was a good kid till after high school.
Graduation came, and she said,
free life. No, yeah, in high school I was like really goody two shoes. So I had a couple people that were interested, but I didn't know how to take it. I didn't know how to feel, you know, like people. Even at one point, like with John, because I was so close with John, I remember a couple of my friends from school like, why don't you get with him? And I was like, I just don't see him that way. And then it was like, people were like, well, maybe you don't see him like that now, but you never know. Like, you should try.
And it's so crazy because then those, like, things that people say, it starts to create something in your head. And you're like, is it something more?
And I talked to John about it, and he was so like, what? And I was like, maybe we should try. And he was like, huh? Like, this was definitely before you. And were we still in high school when you guys were together? I'm trying to think. No. Okay. So yeah, this was like way before. It was Amanda who was like, maybe. And I was like, maybe? No. And that moment, I was like asking him and talking to him about it, I was like, no, this is not working. He's like, you know, we're best friends. I'm like, yeah, you're right.
And it's such like a weird time when you don't really know.
You don't know yourself. Right. You don't know, like, especially when you're super new to things like that, you don't know how to feel. Like, especially because I didn't have older brothers and sisters to show me that. So it was like, okay, how do I deal with this? And then my mom, I wasn't going to be like, yo, my mom, you know, this guy likes me. He wants to take me on a date. And then I think the second guy I dated, the first guy was really nice, but the second guy I dated, by the way, I didn't have a boyfriend until I was 17. That was the first time I had a boyfriend. And then he broke up with me real quick. No, I broke up with him. But karma's a bitch, because then the other one broke up with me super quick too. But yeah, it was just, I don't know. I guess you have to just learn that as you go, because as women, like, it's all in our ball game. You know, it's all our ball game.
Yeah.
It's all in our hands. So how you decide to play things out is how you decide to play things out. You know,
and especially like. Maybe if for me personally, like if I'm a girl trying to flirt with a guy, I don't know anything about guys when I'm young. I'm trying to see what makes them smile, what makes them blush, you know.
Right.
It takes a while, and I feel like throughout time you get better with that.
Yeah, of course.
Just with anything.
A little practice.
Yeah.
A little practice makes perfect.
It's so funny because it's like when we were younger, which I don't think people should normalize. It shouldn't be normalized that when you're younger and a boy is flirting with you, they're like, oh, he's mean to you because he likes you.
Right. That's
because I used to think a lot, like, if somebody was mean to me, he's only mean to me because he that's toxic as hell.
I love him.
Good thing I wasn't in, like, a physically abusive relationship.
But you know what? This is crazy because I remember talking to a guy about that and how they said that it was, like, the opposite for them.
That they would tell boys that if a girl's nice to you?
No, like, he didn't like that. didn't like the fact that girls felt like, he's like, I hate when girls like feel the need to be mean to show me you like me. Like, what?
Oh, yeah.
That's so fucking like kiddish. Like, if you like someone, then I mean, make it known or hints or something, you know?
It's kind of like learned behavior, though, because if you have an adult that you think knows everything and they're telling you, oh, well, if he's mean to you, that means he likes you. In your head, you're going to start to be like, well, if I'm mean, that'll show him that I like him too, maybe.
Right. And you know what? There's a line, though, because you can, like, tease somebody, and I think that's cute, and that could be flirting. But when you get to the point where you're throwing shots and you're getting real personal, it's an issue.
That's why your head is big as your mom's. People go to cry.
Right? You like me? You must love me. No, but it's true though, because I feel like a lot of guys, especially when you get older, that shit gets old. Like, just be real, just be upfront. We're grown, like,
yeah,
you know, tell me what you want, you tell me what you want, and that's it.
I feel like if you're doing that now, like we're in our late 20s, if you're still being mean as a sign of flirting, come on,
get it together.
Get it together. It's not gonna work. We're grown. We know better now. Yeah. So you want to start by like the definition technically of flirting?
Well, yeah, I'll say this though, because a lot of people think of being dominant as being like thinking of it in a way of seduction or a sexual way, but it does not have to be that way. You know, it could be in all walks of life that you could use the dominance and seduction in certain ways that get you what you want, or, you know, people become attracted to you in certain ways because of it. So
yeah,
I'll just put that out there. But yeah, go ahead with the definition.
Well, okay, I'll do the definition, then I'll piggyback off of that. So the definition of flirting is to behave as though attracted to or trying to attract someone, but for amusement rather than with serious intentions, which is what? For amusement rather than, so what is it called if it's with serious intention?
A relationship.
I'm just relationshiping with you.
For real. I think that kind of it's for amusement. I feel like a lot of people flirt without intention of anything. Just the fact that they want to be charming, or, you know, like, I don't think.
But I feel like if I like somebody, like my current boyfriend, for example, when we first started talking, I liked him, and I was like, I'm gonna flirt with him.
Right.
And it was for, I guess, serious intention. It wasn't just for amusement to like.
Well, I'm sure it's kind of like, first let me put my foot in the water type of thing and see how this goes, and then you kind of then put your whole body, you know. So like, I don't know, maybe that's what that is, a foot in the water, like to see how it is. Because some people will flirt. And it's not a big deal. Like, I can flirt with you type thing, and then, you know, you flirt back and that's it, you know, like, and this is just how we communicate type of thing. Some people do things like that, you know, so I don't know. I guess it's just the boundaries that you have and the people and the lines they're willing to cross, I guess. I don't know.
That's true. I mean, even now I still like to like flirt innocently, you know, just to I don't know, I'm kind of weird just to know that I can do it.
I feel like such a lame because I don't know how to do none of that shit, like, especially after I mean, I'm learning a little bit, but it's like I'm just me at the end of the day. I don't see, like, either you like it or you don't, and I say corny jokes and shit like that, so like I make myself laugh.
Well, that could be like flirting in a way too, being yourself.
Yeah. And
people take it as flirting. You don't have
people could. I guess that's true. Yeah. Because, like, I don't see myself being like, hey, how you doing? You know, like, I'm more like, oh, hey, it's me.
Well, it was one of the books we're going to be referring to. One of them is called The Game of Desire by Shan Boodram. I think I brought her up in another episode before too. I freaking love her. But she had somebody in the book talking about how they flirt with life. They flirt with everything.
Yes, I love it. Yeah,
so like, I think that's a really good thing you can, like, a really good skill you can try to learn, is just to, with everything you do in life, flirt with it. Like, she said that she flirts with, even if she's at the movie theater, flirting with the guy giving her the popcorn at the concession stand. Mm-hmm. Or if she's, like, waiting in the line for the bathroom, she'll, like, innocently, like, flirt with the girls in the bathroom line. But not to make it creepy, but, like, charming. Being charming. Right. And she does that with everything in life so that it just comes naturally for her.
And people are, like, naturally just drawn to that. I think that anyone can agree with that. They're drawn to something like that. You want to be around a person who's happy and just excited and willing. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course you want to be around something like that. So I could see how that would work.
Right. I mean, when people exude that kind of confidence, it's very, and that energy, it's very, very attracting. It's human nature.
Right.
To have, you look at them and you're like, wow, that's really
I need that part of
attractive.
my life. And yeah, I want that part of my life.
You know who you are.
Right.
You ain't scared of it. You know, and I think flirting doesn't have to necessarily mean anything sexual or anything that has to do with trying to get laid or be in a relationship or anything like that. I think you can flirt with anything. Mm-hmm. I can flirt with Jackie right now. Maybe I am.
Hey, wink.
Wink, wink. No, but it's true. And I think that's like the exciting, I think that's how you can make life a little more exciting, is if you just try to find that flirtatious, seductive part of you and bring it to life with everything
that's a
you
little,
do.
I feel like you do have to be really, like you have to know yourself very well to exude that in a way that's like life-changing, you know?
Yeah.
Like I mean, it's kind of hard because to be that way, man, like for some people it's not, and I give them kudos for the people who are that way, because that's like you're at a point I can't talk. You're at a point in your life where you're just confident and sure of who you are, so you just it's just out there. That's all you.
One thing I will say though is by me saying this, I feel like in a way I'm being a little sexist. I want to get your opinion on it, because I want to tell people, okay, flirt with life, flirt with everyone that comes around, and, you know, exude that confidence. But a lot of the times when men do that, and I'm guilty of that, I'm always like, he's a fuckboy.
Yeah.
You know, and
he's a hoe.
He's dirty. Don't trust him.
No, and it is like that, though, because you automatically think like a guy who's like that, who's out there, like, there's no way you're not getting attention. Come on now, like.
Right. And, like, I would be mad if a guy assumed that about me.
Right.
And they were like, you're just too friendly. Because I have been told I'm just too friendly. And I want to be like, I'm not a hoe.
Right.
First of all. So, I don't know. I think that's something us women need to work on ourselves is, you know, there are some guys that are hoes. I'm not doubting that.
But that just goes to show you that there's not many people who flirt with dominance and who flirt with everything in their life. It's very rare. I feel like you don't find a lot of people. Like, I think about our job, there's like a handful of people maybe that are like that, but there's not a lot of people like that, including me. I'm not like that. So it's kind of like when
you see someone like that, you're kind of
notice it. You do notice it. So and it's not something that everyone has. That's just comes natural to them. You know, it's not something that everybody has. So it's like, I don't know. It's just. When you see it, and you notice it, and you're like, okay.
Yeah, but when I see it in women more, I'm like, go, girl. Right? You go, girl. And when I see it in a guy, I'm like,
What is this?
Don't trust him. Women, I tell all the girls, women, don't trust him.
He talks to everyone in this room.
He be talking to all these girls. And I don't know, I think we just need to fix that stigma that we have on our men.
Because I'm sure there's guys who know they're charming and all that, but they're not out there, you know,
hoeing around.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't be right for me.
I would hope so.
Right. It wouldn't be right for me to say you're a hoe. Oh shoot.
And I don't even know you type of
right.
thing.
You're a hoe because you're a man, you're not a woman doing
and
this.
I see you flirting. That's why I know you got a hoe in your bed every other night.
Right. So just put that out there. What kind of flirt do you think you are?
Oh, so didn't we do the test? And I think that I was a sexy flirt.
Oh!
Which was funny. And I'm like, what? Not expecting that. But,
I wasn't expecting mine either. We took a test on playbuzz.com about what kind of flirt you are. Mine was a romantic flirt. And that was I'm not a really romantic person. Like, approach a man with a rose in my mouth.
Here we go.
Hello, senor. It said, you are the romantic flirt. You think love is beautiful and always seek for beauty in your relationship. Rose petals and candles are just a few ways to show your feelings, and you love to be creative and finding new ways of expressing yourself. Which is true. Romantic flirts tend to be full of imagination with an artsy attitude and a taste in music, which is true. So I guess I do kind of fit in this. Others may not always take your romantic ways, but that doesn't have to stop you from enjoying the deeper, richer, sweeter life that is overlooked by others. When you find your special someone who loves you for you, your lives together will be enriching because of how you cherish the true meaning of love.
Ooh.
So I guess I can kind of see that.
Girl, mine was kind of, okay, what does it say? You know who you are and you're comfortable in your own skin and you like to show it off. It said, sexy flirts have a tendency to be less confident than they look, secretly because they depend on others to compliment them. However, with a little primping in front of the mirror, you find yourself. I can agree with that. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Not so much depending on others to compliment me. That kind of just, like, confirms.
Yeah, but when you, like, pump yourself up and stuff.
Yeah, and of course, I feel like everyone, in a way, has less confidence than they exude and put out there.
Yeah.
Because that's definitely, well, I can say I'm self-conscious about certain things, but I'm not going to be like, yeah, I'm this, that, and that, you know, and put it all out there. I'm going to be like, I'm that bitch, you know what I'm saying? So, it says, it's easy to meet friends wherever you go because people tend to flock to you, but that's only because you live for the attention. That's a lie. You're natural at impressing people. You may find it difficult to sift through the crowd to find the perfect match for you. When you do find the one, you give as much as you can to make your relationship work. After all, you know how rare a good catch is. Don't settle with anyone who loves you. Fight to keep the one who actually cares. I kind of agree with that a little bit, but I don't. Because I've always been one that does not like attention. So that's
Which is weird.
Yeah.
You really have.
Yeah, I'm not the type that's like, look at me, look at me, look at me. You know, I'm just like, oh, I'm over here on the side. If you see me, you see me. I'm not the type to be like all out there and stuff. So I agree with that, but I don't to a certain extent, you know, so.
Yeah. For our grown folk business, I asked a few of my Instagram friends what kind of flirting qualities that they think they possess, kind of like what kind of flirt they think that they are and stuff. And the responses were actually really funny. Well, the first one was the single eyebrow lifts.
The Rock one, The Rock. That's what I think
cannot do
The Rock. I can do it so good.
You can. Oh my God, she can, dog. The other one is eye contact, which is a very big flirting quality, like a flirting technique is eye contact. We'll talk about it in a little bit.
Well, yeah, a lot of people don't look each other in the eye. So when you're looking at someone in the eye, you're like, you're looking at my soul.
Yeah, the eyes are the windows of the soul. Open up the windows. Somebody put, when I get winked at, I can only blink back. Which is me too. I can't wink for nothing. I suck at winking. What somebody put, there's such a fine line between flirting and friendly. I don't know the line. And that's
the situation you deal with.
Yeah. That's like a situation I deal with too. Like, I never know when I'm like overstepping the boundary. Right. Because I just take the friendliness and I run with it maybe sometimes too much.
Hey, friend.
Somebody put, I have none. And then somebody put, honestly, a lot of people take my kindness for flirting, but it's really not. I'm an awkward flirt, so I wouldn't say I have good flirting qualities.
That's me too. You awkward too? We could be awkward together.
Maybe awkward is like the way of flirting. You're awkward. Like, that's my technique. Yeah. Just be awkward until somebody thinks it's cute.
I feel like the vibes like tell it all, you know? So like if you feel like, I feel like if you're a very flirtatious person and you're very sure about yourself, you're going to need someone equally just as yoked as you. Does that make sense? Like, yeah. Or the same, you know, like on the same level as you, because that won't match. You know, you can't have someone who's super shy and super weird. And I mean, they could be weird, but you know, like not be out there. And then you have someone who's always out there. And then it's like, whoa, you know, it's kind of like a clash in a way.
Yeah. I mean, I've always wondered like the opposites attract kind of thing to an extent, because I feel like I think about, I mean, my current relationship, I think we're pretty opposite in certain things. But, like, are we extreme opposites, or do our opposite tendencies bring us together? I really don't know.
Right, or, like, you know, when you have something that, he kind of lacks, you kind of contribute to that in his life in a way, because you know what I'm saying?
And like, then it's just a balance of everything.
Right. I think that's how it's supposed to be. I don't know. Man, that's a good question. Like...
Yeah, like with your past partners, did you think that it was true, like opposites attract, or do you think you guys were pretty similar?
I do. Me and my ex were very much opposites with a lot of stuff, like, but I can say that relationship definitely taught me a lot, and it changed who I was as a person to a certain extent, you know?
Yeah.
But, I mean, they can help you, or they can make or break it, you know? They can make or break a relationship, honestly.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you could be complete opposites and work really well together. So I guess it just depends how you guys are as people and what you guys bring to the table.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I agree. What do you guys think? Do you guys think opposites attract? Let us know.
Yes, let us know. Can I, I'm gonna just put the adult tip of the day out there.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just saying that flirting is great. Just be clear so you're not confusing people about your intentions, and make it known, you know. And to make sure that you dominate all the things in your life so things come to you easier. So be sure of yourself. Be sure of yourself and know what you want, and go get it without having to actually even ask for it. Because I feel like when you're dominant and you seduce in a certain way, you're going to get what you want anyways, you know? Mm-hmm. So having that confidence and that dominance and knowing you are the shit and you got it in the bag, have that, you know? Like,
yeah,
that's going to get you far.
I agree. The book that I said we were going to be referring to, which is The Game of Desire, I'm going to put in the show notes the title of the book and then her website that you can go to if you want to buy this book. It's The 5 Surprising Secrets to Dating with Dominance. Mm-hmm. It's really interesting. And she put in here 4 steps for failing at romantic relationships and with flirting, I guess, in general. One was the physical. It takes about 4 seconds to know if you are attracted to someone. So if you want to fail at a relationship, try to force yourself to date someone you are not attracted to, or force yourself on someone who clearly isn't attracted to you. The emotional, your emotional response is based on your value system. Huh. The number one way to ensure a disastrous relationship is to have different values. Wow. And I think that's really true. Like, that's different important. Political views, especially in today. Like, if I date a Trump supporter, we might have problems.
For sure.
Or like some people really hold religion very close to them, and then they can date somebody with a completely different religion or an atheist. And then it's like, that could really be a deal breaker for a lot of people.
Yeah.
The intellectual, number 3, morals are your opinions on how the world works. They serve as your motivation and the big picture thinking that inspires you. Most couples with intellectual compatibility share the same morals. Mm-hmm. So if you guys don't share the same morals, that might be an issue.
A really big issue. I see that 100%.
Yeah. The lifestyle, which is number 4, it's the last one. Your lifestyle is made up of where you live, who you are, where you worship, where you work, and how you like to fill up your free time. Trust takes time and consistency to build, but you can't do that if you're never together because your lifestyles don't mesh. So
makes sense.
Just a few things to think about, even like with flirting. I feel like flirting, if you are like in the dating scene, it's a perfect time to really get to know people so you don't fail in these kind of things.
Right.
And in this book, it also talks about on first dates and stuff, incorporating flirting to incorporating your flirting techniques
to ask those questions, those
to like
questions.
Nonchalantly, that like to ask those personal questions, so you can kind of get a heads up, like, hey, what are your political views? Mm-hmm. What are your religious views? What are some of your morals? What do you do every day? Mm-hmm. And then you can kind of wean out the people that you're like, that's kind of like a red flag.
Yeah, right.
Cool person, but not just my person.
Not for me.
Right. And I think that's pretty
it's important.
It is important, and I feel like we tend to forget to do things like that. Mm-hmm. And we're just kind of like, well, we have so much lust and we're mistaking it for love. Mm-hmm. And then these problems arrive and we think that the lust is going to figure it all out. And then it's and like, wait a minute. I don't really like this too much.
I think the lust, you know, when they're like, when they think with their other head. Remember when they say that?
Yeah.
They think with your other head. I think with lust, that's definitely very true. Like, you can be attracted to someone all you want and that lust can be there. But does that mean you guys will be similar? Do you guys have the same? You don't know. It doesn't. So, like, think with your mind. Mm-hmm. Think with your mind. Especially when you're older. Like, yeah, lust is cool and everything. Like, you got that attraction to somebody, cool. Their one night hookup, okay, cool. Whatever you want to do.
Right.
Whatever you want to do. Whatever floats your boat. But, you know, I don't know. That's not what you're... Just be clear.
Yeah.
That's it. Just be clear.
Yeah. I agree. Another thing that the book talks about is how to be seductive. And this can go in how we were talking about earlier, being seductive with everything you do in your life. Not just, so you can attract anything you want. Like, if you want something, go get it, right?
Yeah.
And that takes...
And that's the book that I have. It's called Sacred Seduction by Kitty Cavalier. And it just talks about, I really was like, oh, you know, this is going to teach me how to seduce. And it was funny because I was reading it and I was like, damn, this taught me way more than I thought that it was going to teach me. Because I went into it with that mentality, like, this is going to be about...
seduction.
Right. This is going to be about how to seduce sexually. But this was about how to seduce in life, just period. And it was great. Like, reading some of the stuff that the women were saying.
Before she goes into that book, and that book I will also put in the show notes and a link to everything. So if you want to buy it, it's a really good book. But in this book, in the Game of Desire, How to Be Seductive gives you a few little tips. And one is the jaw panty dropper. Simply look and act the part of the person whose bathwater we'd all guzzle in. So like Marilyn Monroe, Henry Golding, like just finding somebody that you can kind of impersonate. Marilyn Monroe is like the perfect icon for this. Just like study her and just study her mannerisms and shit like that. She was like ultimate flirt icon. Another one, the faucet, because you're hot and cold. Tease your playmates with your sharp edges and round curves until they don't know which way the exit is. Ooh. The kindness killer, give tons of compliments and be the kind of person who moms and waiters adore. And I really should try to stay true to that one. I feel like I'm already really a nice person, but I try to, like, people respond better when you're nice to them. That's just like psychology. Overall. The keg, when you go out, make an entrance, be the center of the party, and leave everyone in your vicinity begging for more. And when you exit, I'm sorry. The zero fucks, this is my other one. Do what makes you feel good and don't ask for permission or wait for others to join. I love that one. The centerfold, be gender neutral without apology or explanation. The player, be the kind of person whose regulation gets around almost as much as you do. I'm sorry, I can't freaking read. Be the kind of person whose reputation gets around almost as much as you do. Those who want to tame or experience a beast will not be able to resist. The Oprah, be supportive of others' highest potential.
Yes.
And the it factor, embody, ooze, and emit the special kind of special that people can't put their finger on. And I think that's like, really be your true authentic self.
Right.
Because no one can
duplicate that shit.
Yeah, no one can be you.
No one can be you, no.
So, did you want to say something from the seductive?
I just wanted to talk about, it talks about the sensuality, having your sensuality as a superpower and how it makes you feel. And it just says, I wanted to read a couple of these because, like, why not? Why wouldn't you want to feel this way? And it just says, when you're connected to your sensuality, you say what you want. You have incredible sex. You have an easier time doing things you often resist. You can handle conflict with grace. You feel unstoppable. You're able to listen and be present with others. You take bigger risks. You trust that everything's going to be okay, better than okay. You put more faith in the present and how things are than you do with the future and how you wish things could be. You slow down. You taste, touch, hear, and see and sense more deeply. You know before you know. You tell the truth more often, and you fucking love being alive. When you're in tune with yourself, all of these things are possible.
Yeah, for sure.
You know who you are, know what you want. I think that those are very important things for you to know in life, you know, as a person, especially as we get older. So
I told Jackie when once all this coronavirus crap is over, we should go out and just, like, practice it.
Yeah, and just go to a bar.
Yeah, go to a bar and do these little techniques and see what happens. I think it'll be fun.
I feel like it's going to be a fail for me, to be honest.
Well, it's practice, you know.
I'm going to be like, hey.
Practice on the ones you don't really care about, so that way when you find one that you do, you can be successful, right? Some of the, I guess we can end with, like, the 10 key tactics of flirting that have been proven to work throughout time. Number 1, eye contact, like I said earlier. And that's simply because, well, psychologists have studied it, and it's because of pupil dilation. When somebody's looking at you, when you're looking at somebody in their eyes and you see their pupils dilate, it's a sign that they're interested. Ooh. And it's like
Damn.
subconsciously you get that. And so, like, it's like deeper, way deeper.
I've
than
never
what it
looked
is.
at anyone in the pupil though. Like,
I know, like literally in their eyes.
do you like me? That's so funny.
Number 2 was wear red, because red it's just been proven to appear more attractive, and I think that's why a lot of women wear red lipstick. Lips are very flirtatious, a flirtatious tool you can use. So I think red works perfect with that.
Oh,
Wear
crazy.
a red dress, anything like that.
I'm gonna be in red every day.
I know. Looking like a period stain every damn day.
Here I am again.
Number 3 is be funny, and I think we are perfect at that. Studies show that being funny is a key way to decide how attractive one is. And that's because someone must be able to think quickly and be creative. And those are skills necessary for survival.
That's interesting.
Right? 4, play hard to get. When we're unsure of how much one likes us, we actually like them more. Ain't that some shit?
That's some bullshit.
It could be due to the fact that it makes them seem more desirable and maybe even out of our league. When one seems too needy, we believe we can do better.
Wow.
Which is kind of true. And I think that's where this phrase, the good guys finish last.
Oh,
I feel so bad. But I mean,
they don't always finish last.
Yeah.
But yeah, I kind
last.
of see, like, okay, I can see how this is work, because like throughout my life, like throughout my whole life, well, when I was younger, I definitely noticed that, like,
or liking the bad boys.
Right, but I kind of noticed the chase. Like, okay, do you like me? Do you not like me? And then when they were, okay, they're not hitting me up as much. Oh, let me stalk them. Like, it was just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I noticed that, and I was like, what the hell? I had to change. Like, I switched it all the way around, because I was like, no, like,
yeah,
what? No, I'm not gonna be chasing nobody.
I've done that too, where I'm like, I don't know, he don't like me that much.
Right, he didn't text me.
That's hot.
Let me chase him some more. But it's the same thing with girls, because I feel like I've seen where guys chase these girls and they want nothing to do with them, and they're like, I love her, and da 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 da.
Yeah,
and I'm
that's
just
true.
Like, what? So I just, for both sides, I think it worked. That's just true. You know, that those are facts. So
that's true.
Man, it's crazy.
That's funny. That's a crazy one. Number 5 is for women, and it's to smile. The smiling dispenses humor and a caring nature. Research shows it also displays good health. Studies have also shown that men find smiling women more attractive than prideful, possibly because of its association with submission and maternal urges.
Don't look like a stuck-up bitch.
Right. So smile.
Right.
With your red lipstick on. For number 6, it's for men, and it's brood. Brood. Studies show that women rated smiling men as the least attractive compared to prideful and shameful looking men. Ain't that some shit?
You got a nice smile. Oh yeah, no.
Nah, fuck it. Boy, stop smiling. That ain't cute. Oh man, this, like, it's funny because these are like psychological studies that people that these scientists have studied, and it's
so we can't like disagree,
proven.
but and
it's like, do we really do that? We're assholes. Number 7 is to mirror body language. 55% of attraction communication is made through body language. We are unconsciously copying those we are attracted to as a sign we're interested in what they're saying. So if somebody's like putting their hand on their hip when they're talking and we do it, it shows like a sign of we're interested in it.
I'm the type that'll be like, are you mocking me?
I know. Bitch. It demonstrates good communication skills and that we care about their thoughts and feelings. It's also a way to see if someone is interested in you. So if you're talking to somebody and flirting with somebody and you start to see they're mirroring your body language, a lot of the times it's unintentional.
Right.
And you don't realize you're doing it. And if you're aware of that, you start to see it, you're like, you're interested in me.
Right.
You're copying my body
Hey.
language. Okay. Number 8 is to be a smooth talker. Pitch and tone. That's what that's talking about when it's saying smooth talker. Research shows that men are more attracted to women that vary their tone at which they speak. Up and down in frequency received more romantic interest versus like somebody who's monotone. I can't stand somebody who's monotone.
Hello,
my name is Dolly. I hope you have a great day. You're looking very nice today. And
you are awesome.
It's boring.
It is.
So I can see that. Women were more attracted to men that interjected with phrases like, okay, I see, or yup. And it suggested dominance and understanding.
Freaking women.
Women ain't shit.
Okay, I see.
Yup. Oh, he likes me.
He texted me yup. Oh my God.
A man of many words. Number 9 is confidence, which we've talked about already. It has been proven that people who exude confidence are more likely to be approached or talked to. And in that book, The Game of Desire, they actually did like a study.
I remember you telling me about that. That's crazy.
Yeah, where they like...
Didn't they go into the bar and kind of like just stood there?
Well, they went into a bar dressed up really, really nice, but they didn't talk to anybody. And they were trying to test to see if they were approachable. And nobody approached them. And then they left and changed into like baggy clothes or like chill clothes and went to another bar, but actually like exuded confidence and talked to people. And they said that they got a whole bunch of people approaching them, got numbers and stuff
crazy.
like that. So it's proven. And then the final one is touch. Tactile contact is associated with dominance. Numerous studies have proven touching to work as a sign of flirting.
Yeah.
So if you touch somebody, not like touch them like on the ass. But
no, like you touch them on the arm or something like that, you definitely notice that. I notice when someone does it, I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, we're doing that now. Like,
and you have to do it really smooth.
Right.
Like be a really smooth.
Oh my goodness. I like those.
I think those we should study these. Go out once coronavirus is over and see. Johnny, I'm sorry right now. I'm taking Jackie out, and we're gonna study our flirting tactics.
Me and her are definitely gonna be recording each other across the room, being on some creep stuff.
Oh my God!
Just
imagine.
to see. We're gonna do a project. We should do a project like that.
We should. That'll be fun. We'll put it on our YouTube. No.
We're just gonna wrap it up though, guys.
Okay. See y'all. Bye. Jackie's done.
Flirting with dominance. Okay,
no,
so
but girl, we do have to go.
Time is running low. Okay, don't put none of that. Yeah. Okay, guys, we love you. Thanks for tuning in again.
Go ahead.
Don't forget to comment, like, comment, subscribe. We will see you next time.
Yeah, and a few announcements before we leave. We are starting a Patreon. If you guys think you would like to be a part of our Patreon and you have any ideas of what kind of bonus material you would like, once you subscribe, shoot us a message. Let us know because it's in the works, so it should be coming soon. And also, we are on YouTube officially. Everything's all up there, so you can tune in, like, comment, and subscribe on there as well.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Love you. Bye.